Namaste. Few days back, I posted a vlog on how Sabarimala temple has once again come to the center stage in Kerala politics in the lead up to the assembly elections in the state. I told you how Congress and BJP have been using the issue to corner the CPM-led government in the state. Well, you can't expect CPM, especially Pinarayi, to just sit quietly and let the opposition set the agenda for elections. So, the Kerala government has made some moves that could blunt the opposition's attack around Sabarimala issue against CPM. Not just that, Congress and to some extent even CPM have been using Sabarimala to attack BJP and to take the wind off their Hindutva plank in the state. I'll tell you all about this in this bite from the basement. But before that, if this is the first time you're here on this channel, I make videos with extensive research and in-depth analysis on issues that are of political and cultural significance for India, especially the Hindus living here, like this vlog. If such topics interest you, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you're alerted whenever I post a new video. Now, back to our topic of discussion. BJP has been trying to break into Kerala for a long time now without much success. Only in the last assembly elections in 2016, they managed to win a single MLA seat. Like I explained in the previous vlog about Sabarimala, they tried really hard during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, and in the backdrop of their involvement in Sabarimala agitation, they were expecting to win at least in Thiruvananthapuram. Narendra Modi himself came to campaign in the state and promised to protect traditions of Sabarimala if voted to power. Mind you, he said traditions, not Sabarimala traditions, only traditions. Anyway, that didn't work out and they remained MP-less from Kerala even after 2019 elections. Despite that, they have been steadily increasing their vote share in the state over the last few election cycles. One of the reasons why BJP hasn't been successful in Kerala is because of the way votes are divided along religious lines between the two major fronts in the state, the UDF and the LDF. See, normally the image of Kerala is that of a progressive, liberal, secular state. But if you look at the way people cast their votes in elections, it's probably most communally polarized state in politically. Traditionally, the main components of UDF were Indian National Congress, the Indian Union Muslim League, the Mani Congress, and some other minor parties like the RSP, etc. Congress gets majority of its votes mainly from Christians and upper caste Hindus, particularly Nayars. Muslim League, as is clear from their name, is a Muslim party which is strong in a couple of districts in northern Kerala like Kozhikode and Malappuram. They also win seats in a few seats around these two districts. Mani Congress used to be strong in a few districts in central Kerala and used to get Christian votes. Now the Mani Congress has ditched UDF and moved over to LDF. LDF mainly gets votes from backward caste and scheduled caste Hindus, some portions of Christians and Muslims outside of Muslim League strongholds. So as you can see, there is no demographic group left in Kerala for BJP to get votes from. There is no way Muslims are going to leave Muslim League or the CPM and vote for BJP. Similarly, Christians are not going to leave Sonia Congress or Mani Congress. Though BJP has been trying really hard to woo Christians in the state for a very long time now. In this year's elections particularly, BJP is determined to increase its seat tally in Kerala, and media reports have suggested that they are going to adopt an all-out aggressive Hindutva strategy. In line with this, the state BJP president K. Surendran's Kerala Vijaya Yatra recently was inaugurated by none other than UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath himself. Surendran has also promised to not only protect the traditions of Sabrimala temple but also free all the Hindu temples in the state completely from the government control. Of course, like I explained in the previous vlog, this promise doesn't really pass the smell test. These kind of Hindutva moves of BJP in Kerala are now facing severe challenges from CPM and more severely from Congress. Congress has now released a draft bill that they have promised to implement if elected to power to protect Sabrimala traditions. CPM government also has decided to withdraw all the cases registered against those involved in Sabrimala agitations. They've also promised not to repeat the kind of autocratic, undemocratic behavior that they showed during the 2018 Sabrimala agitations. Both these parties are now questioning the BJP's sincerity towards resolving the Sabrimala issue. They are calling out the party's opportunism. One question that BJP spokespersons and supporters are facing now is, if the party is really sincere in its claims that they will defend the Sabrimala temple traditions, then why didn't the party's central government, the Modi government, pass a law in this regard? They have the numbers and the legislative power to do this in the parliament. And they have done similar things in other cases like the SC/ST Atrocities Act judgment of the Supreme Court. Then why didn't Modi government pass a law to nullify the Sabrimala judgment? The party spokespersons are left without an answer to such questions, like it happened during a recent debate on Mathrubhumi news channel.
റിവ്യൂ ഹർജിയിൽ കക്ഷി ചേർന്നോ? എന്താണ് പാഞ്ചജന്യത്തിന്റെ നിലപാട് നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയോ? സുരേഷ് ഭയ്യാജിയുടെ നിലപാട് എന്താണ്? രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയുടെ നിലപാട് അദ്ദേഹം തിരുത്തി. സുരേഷ് ഭയ്യാജി തിരുത്തിയോ? മോഹൻദാസ് തിരുത്തിയോ? RSS തിരുത്തിയോ? ഞങ്ങളുടെ ചോദ്യമാണ്, RSS എന്തുകൊണ്ട് കക്ഷി ചേർന്നില്ല? നരേന്ദ്രമോദി തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് വന്ന് പുത്തരിക്കണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, ഞങ്ങൾ വീണ്ടും അധികാരത്തിൽ വന്നാൽ നിയമനിർമ്മാണം നടത്തും. എവിടെ നിയമം? എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നടത്തുന്നില്ല?
ശരി, വിശ്വാസികളോട് വലിയ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുള്ള BJP കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാർ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു എന്ന മറുപടി കൊടുത്താൽ വിശ്വാസികളോട് പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുള്ള BJP കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാർ ഈ വിഷയത്തിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്തു ആചാര സംരക്ഷണത്തിന്? ആ മറുപടി കൊടുത്താൽ ഷെഫീറിന്റെ വായ കേന്ദ്രത്തിന് ഒരു നിയമം നിർമ്മിച്ചാൽ തീരാവുന്ന പ്രശ്നമേ ഉള്ളൂ. നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാത്തത് എന്താണ് സന്ദീപ്? കേന്ദ്രത്തിന് നിയമം നിർമ്മിച്ചാൽ തീരാവുന്ന പ്രശ്നമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഇത് നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാത്തത് എന്താണ്?
ചോദ്യത്തിന് മറുപടി പറയില്ല.
കശ്മീർ സുപ്രീം കോടതിയുടെ അന്തിമമായ വിധി വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് ഒരു സെക്കൻഡ്, സുപ്രീം കോടതിയുടെ അന്തിമമായ വിധി വരുന്നതേയുള്ളൂ. ആ അന്തിമമായിട്ടുള്ള വിധി ശബരിമലയുടെ കാര്യത്തിൽ വരട്ടെ. വന്നിട്ട് ആ വിധി വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് ആചാര ലംഘനത്തിന് അനുകൂലമാണെങ്കിൽ, വിശ്വാസികൾക്കെതിരാണെങ്കിൽ അത്തരമൊരു നിയമനിർമ്മാണത്തിന് BJP അര നിമിഷം പോലും ആലോചിക്കില്ല എന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ അസന്നിഗ്ധമായി പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്.
അന്തിമമായ വിധി വരാത്ത ഒരു സെറ്റ് നിയമം ഞാൻ പറയട്ടെ
സാഹചര്യത്തിൽ അത്തരത്തിൽ
അന്തിമമായ വിധി വരാത്ത സുപ്രീം കോടതിയുടെ പെൻഡിംഗിൽ ഇരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സെറ്റ് നിയമം ഞാൻ പറയട്ടെ, ഒരു സെറ്റ് നിയമം ഞാൻ വായിക്കട്ടെ. കമ്മിറ്റഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ നിയമം നിർമ്മിക്കണമായിരുന്നു.
ജയിലിൽ കടന്നത് ഇവിടെ ഏതെങ്കിലും കോൺഗ്രസ് നേതാക്കൾ ജയിലിൽ കടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്? ഈ വിഷയത്തിൽ ഒരു മാസക്കാലമാണ് ജയിലിൽ.
നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കൃത്യമായ ആയുധം കയ്യിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കേന്ദ്ര സർക്കാർ ആയിരുന്നു ആയുധം. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചെയ്യാമായിരുന്നു. ഒന്നും ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല സന്ദീപ്, ഒന്നും ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
Questions like these are not really new. People like me have been asking such questions for a long time now. When you question the Modi government's inaction on Sabrimala issue, the response that you get from party supporters on platforms like Twitter is abuse and to ascribe motives to you. But the more sane ones give excuses like the case being considered by the Supreme Court, etc. But if you remind them that a constitutional amendment was made to nullify the Supreme Court judgment on SC/ST Atrocities Act, even while the court was considering a review petition regarding the case, you will not get any response from these people. That will just be the end of discussion with them. You know what really pains me the most? Even when the Marxists employed their party workers to deliberately desecrate Sabrimala using their power in the state government, even then the Modi government was unmoved. They did nothing to intervene or caution the state government against its undemocratic actions. Would you believe me if I told you that to this day Prime Minister Modi has not even uttered the word Shabarimala in public? Like I referred earlier, he just tried, when he came to canvass for 2019 Lok Sabha elections to Kerala, he just promised to protect traditions. He didn't even say Shabarimala traditions. Leave alone supporting the cause or intervening like he did for SC/ST Act, the man is averse to even speaking the word. If you think I'm wrong on this, please go ahead and prove me wrong. Leave a comment and let me know if you can find a source where Narendra Modi says the word Shabarimala or Swami Ayyappan. I'm happy to be corrected. It is high time the BJP raises its Hindutva beyond proclamations and lip service. Participating in Ganga Aarti or praying at Kashi Vishwanath Mandir or meditating in a cave in Kedarnath is not enough anymore. Especially when other religious groups get things like scholarships, Nai Udans, Nai Manzils and Hunar Hats. Words are cheap. It is actions that matter. As Congress is showing in Kerala, anyone can do lip service, but it requires real commitment to put words into actions. And BJP needs to show that it has real commitment towards Hindutva. It can do this by using its legislative power in Indian Parliament to at least ensure that Hindus in this country have constitutional equality. At least in matters like temple administration, preserving of traditions and educational rights. That's the least that you can expect from a party that repeatedly says it's committed to protecting the Hindu rights. That's all in this bite from the basement. Hope you like this video. Please comment, share and subscribe to the channel. Till I see you again, thank you for watching. Namaste.